Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Ross, and I'm going to be taking you through a 20-minute senior core and cardio class today. You're not going to need too much equipment. We have the slide board, your booties. Maybe if you want a mat for the floor, grab a water if you need a break. But we're going to be working on some simple core moves today, important for your posture moving forward, just for overall safety, especially as you're getting older. Now, let's start down on the ground. We're going to come into a tabletop position. Take your time getting down to this position. Your knees are going to be on the floor, and you're going to bring your hands right in front. And we're just going to start with some simple cat-cow. You're going to arch your back as you're looking up towards the ceiling. You should feel that stretch all throughout your back. Then come in the opposite direction, just like that. Keep breathing and exhaling. We're warming up that lower back. You might be able to feel a little bit in the core here. It's important for all these moves just to get a nice warm up, prevent any injuries, and also we're working on mobility here. A lot of people carry a lot of tension in their upper and lower back. We're just starting to loosen all that up. A couple more here. Keep inhaling and exhaling. Awesome. Now you're going to bring your chest down onto the floor. Like I said, if you had a mat, you're laying on the mat here. You're going to look up towards the ceiling and slowly press away, keeping your legs flat and long. You should feel this stretch in your lower back. Keep looking up at the ceiling and breathing. Try rolling your shoulders back. Get a little bit of that mobility up there. Great work. This is just a warm-up here, but you might start to feel all sorts of things here if we haven't worked out in a while. Keep breathing, and when you're ready, you're going to slowly push back into that tabletop position. Exhale. And let's start moving into some of those core workouts. You're going to start on your back. Take your time, flipping on over, laying down on the back, and we're going to start off with some nice, easy glute bridges. So we're going to press your low back into the ground, and by doing that, you're going to feel your core kind of get engaged here, okay? Holding this core position, we're going to slowly bring our glutes up to the ceiling and come back down. Now, I want you to feel that mostly in the back of your legs, your hamstrings, your glutes, and right here in the core. Think of this as a core workout. Slow, controlled, bringing these all the way through, squeezing those glutes at the top and coming back down. It's so important to keep these glutes tight and strong as we get older. It just keeps your foundation strong. It prevents you from falling or tripping. It's very important to have a strong lower body. Give me one more of these. Hold it for 2 seconds. Come back down and relax a second. Take a deep breath. We're going to bring our hands to the back of our heads now. We're just going to do some nice, easy crunches. Come up as far as you can. We're not doing a full sit-up here, but I want you to go as far as this range of motion will take you. You should be feeling that in the abdominal muscles. Slow and controlled. No reason to rush these. It's a slow burn. It's time under tension with this core work. The slower you go, actually, the harder it is. And we're still warming up. Keep breathing as you do these. If these are way too easy for you, you can lift your feet up off the mat, knees at a 90-degree angle. But if you're not comfortable, if you're not ready for that yet, just keep your feet flat on the ground and give me a couple more crunches. Awesome work. Try to keep up with me best you can, but if this is too advanced, that's totally fine. Give me one more, and then you're going to stretch your legs out in front of you, and just one by one, you're going to lift your leg off the floor as high as you can. This is also great because it's a nice hamstring stretch too, if you can keep that leg straight. If you can't keep that leg straight, no problem. Bend your knees and lift them up as far as you can. You're going to start feeling this in your core. If the burn is getting too intense, take a second, breathe. Remember, this is the first one. Those knees bent were too difficult for you. With this move, we're working the core, the hip flexors, keeping you nice and mobile. Keep this up for about 10 more seconds. And then I have one last core move for you. Give me 3, 2, 1. And now you're going to slowly bring your feet back to the ground. Slide them up so your feet are flat on the floor. Reach your hands down towards your feet. And we're just going to go left and right, reaching for those heels. Your head can be slightly off the mat. If not, rest it here on the floor. It's going to be a little more difficult. You're going to feel a little more in the core if you lift your head up off the floor. Now we're working our obliques. These are very important to keep you stable. If you're walking, if you're moving quickly throughout the house, it's important to have strong core and strong obliques to keep you balanced. You don't want to sway too much to one side. That's how you fall. These oblique muscles are very important. Give me a few more seconds of these, and then we're going to go back to those glute bridges. Give me 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands back down flat on the floor. And let's go straight into the glute bridges. Remember, think of this as additional core work here. You're keeping your core tight throughout the entire movement. If this is way too easy for you, lift one leg off the ground and we'll do single leg bridges. If not, keep the 2 legs. You have plenty of time to progress this movement. Going to give me a few more bridges. Give me 3, 2, 1, and back into those crunches. Hands behind your head. And come up just as far as your range of motion allows. Don't push this too much. If you feel anything in your lower back, if anything starts to hurt, take a break. We're not pushing through with the pain here. I want you to feel good after this workout. Give me a few more seconds with these crunches. In 3 seconds, we're going back to the leg raises. 2, 1, stretch your legs out. And one by one, lift these legs off the ground. Trying your best to keep your legs straight. Like I said, you're getting some additional mobility work in the hamstrings there. If that's a little too intense, bend the knees, rock back and forth. You're going to give me 5 more seconds here. Then we're going to transition into those heel touches. Give me 3, 2, 1. Slide your feet up. And back and forth, reach for that heel. If you want to add a little difficulty to the movement, you can slide your feet out a little further. You might feel the burn a little bit more in your obliques that way. Great work. This is the last of the core moves. Then we're going to stand up and start to get that heart rate up. 5 more seconds. Give me 3, 2, 1, and take a break. You might be a little tired after all that, so take your time getting up. Come back to that tabletop position. Slowly stand up. In a second, I'm going to ask you to put on those booties on the board, but not just yet. First, we're going to start getting that blood flowing a little bit more. We're going to march here driving the arms. This is a high knee march. As we do this, we're going to step through the floor. Try to keep your glutes, your butt tight back here. And the leg that's planted on the floor, try to keep it straight and locked out. You might feel this a little bit in your core as well. Think of this as like an exaggerated walk. It's only going to make walking regular even easier. It's great to work these in. If you have any weights lying around, you want to make this more difficult, even some soup cans, pick those up, add a little bit more resistance to your arms. Keep this up for 5 more seconds. And we are going to go into some nice and easy quarter squats. So you're going to hinge your hips, sit back, feel this in your glutes, come just about a quarter distance down. We're not going all the way down. This position and come straight up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. We're just going to go back and forth. Find a nice rhythm to this. No need to go deeper than this. If it's super easy, you can definitely go deeper. But like I said with the other move, there's plenty of time to progress these movements. You should be feeling this in your quads, maybe your glutes here. So important to keep your legs strong as you get older. It prevents so many different things, keeps that muscle mass up. Awesome work. You're going to give me 5 more seconds and back into that march in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. If this is too hard, take a break, grab some water, but do your best to push through for the next 8 minutes or so. We don't have much left. Use your arms to drive through in this movement. If this is too fast, slow it down. I'm starting to feel this in my core from all the core work we did earlier, so I'm sure you guys are too. Give me 5 seconds more of the march and back into those squats. 2, 1. Sit back into those squats, just like that. Find a nice rhythm. Exhale at the top. Great work, guys. Push through the floor and squeeze the glutes at the top. Keep breathing. If you're out of breath, you can take a second, grab some water. We have 3 more seconds here. 2, 1. Awesome work. We are not quite done, but this is the fun part. Take your time here. We're going to put these booties on. Grab them and slowly bend down. If you need to sit down for this, or if you have a chair, it's a little hard to balance as you're putting these booties on. But once you get each booty on nice and secure, you're going to step to one side of the board, and we're going to tall slide here. So your hands are on your hips. Take your time to get used to the board. If you're not used to it, it might be a little slippery, but you're going to stand right in the center of your board. You're going to push off with the outside leg and just slide, just like that. Slow and controlled at first. Stay nice and tall. Find a rhythm. Keep breathing. If you're not familiar with this board yet, you're going to love it. It's great for stability work, for balance. Especially as you get older, one thing that always goes is the balance. And this board allows you to work unilaterally. So you're strengthening each leg. So great. Keeping that lower body strong, preventing falls. Okay, guys. Now that we kind of have the hang of this board, in 3 seconds, the only thing we're going to change is add a little arm drive into it. So in 2 seconds, 2, 1, take a look at me. I'm not changing much in the movement, just slowly driving my arms. You don't even need to change the tempo. Don't push any harder off the board. Find a nice rhythm to it. In 3 seconds, we're going to change this movement up. 3, 2, 1. End up on one side of the board here. Don't rush here getting off the board. Just slowly step off. We'll start on the right side of the board. So start with your right foot on the outside of the board. We're going to do lateral lunges here. So your left foot is on the board. Slowly slide it out as far as you feel comfortable and bring it right back. Just like that. We're going to do about 10 each side. We took a little time on the slide board, warming up the adductors, these groin muscles that often get neglected. But now you should feel nice and strong through this movement. As you get more confident, you can try to go a little further. You might feel a nice stretch in here. Most of your weight is on that foot off the board. I'm feeling this in my glute, my hamstrings, that inner thigh. Give me one more. Slowly slide your leg back, step off the board, and let's walk to the other side. We're going to do the same thing on this side. So now on the left side of the board, your left foot is off, and your right foot is sliding down as far as you feel comfortable and coming right back up, just like that. Weight is in the left leg. You should feel that glute and hamstring working on the left side. Really strengthening those legs. You might feel a little sore tomorrow, but that's fine. That means we're doing something right. Keep breathing. Going to give me 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. And just like that, we're going to come onto the other side of the board, step off, take your time. Slow and controlled, come down to your board. We have a little more core work for you here. So this might be a little advanced, but we're going to put our hands on the end of the board here. You're going to hold a plank position, just like this. Now, at your own pace, if this is too difficult, you can come down onto your elbows off the board. But at your own pace, you are just going to slide one foot up and then the other. If you want a little variation to this, you can slide both legs up, take a break here, and then bring them back. But try your best to slide each leg up and down. We're working our shoulders here, our core, great for the posture. Give me a few more reps here. Don't speed this up. The slower it is, the harder it is. Give me 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees down to the board. Slowly step up. Stand on up. And all we have left is a little bit more tall sliding. So take your time, step onto that board, hands on the hips, and let's slide. Try to find your breath here. We're just about done. We're cooling down. You're probably starting to get the hang of the slide here. Give me about 15 more seconds, and then we're stepping off the board. You guys did awesome today. Put in a lot of work. Maybe it was easy for you, but that's fine. We start here, and we slowly progress these movements. Just give me 5 more seconds of this tall slide. You've got 3, 2, 1. Great work, guys. Slowly, carefully step off that board. We're going to take these booties off. Take your time coming down to one knee and slide them right off. Be nice and safe taking these off. If you need to sit down. And that's that. I'm proud of you guys for showing up today. You worked hard. We got stronger, fitter, and you're ready for the next workout. Have a good day, guys, and thank you.